G'day, ladies and gentlemen, legends of the highest regard, and welcome back to Democracy 4 and our As President of the United States of America, I Pledge playthrough. So today's episode 3. Now, we're still having the issue with Democracy 4 where I cannot run a webcam without the mouse going all weird within Democracy 4 itself, which is particularly frustrating, but is not the end of the world. So, in the last episode, we basically spent the whole first half of this turn of government before the next election fixing all the problems that we'd created in the first playthrough. So, like most governments around the world then, really. So in this episode, we need to make a specific focus, I guess, on probably health and unemployment. Specifically unemployment. Now, we've been trying to sort out the unemployment issue since episode 1, and I have tried so many things. So many things, in fact, that I've ridiculously increased the budget deficit in the process, trying to get more people to work. It's not working, which pun intended on that one. So, what we're going to... Well, actually, I have no idea what we're going to do, but what we're going to do is we're going to click into the game like I just have, and we're going to try and figure something out. So, we are going to have to do something, which at this point I sound exactly like any other politician. We're just going to have to do something to get the unemployment under control, and I'm wondering if rural development grants is something that might actually be worth doing. So, as you could see, crime is dropped significantly, so we can actually remove some of our extra investment into the police force that we made. Now, I know that's not going to help our unemployment problem. In fact, that's going to exacerbate the problem. But I'm hoping that the rural development grants will help to stop the exacerbation of that issue becoming too much. Because I kind of want to just throw the full hog at this, because it reduces unemployment by 14%. So I'm going to implement that, and then I'm going to find the police force thingo. Wherever it is, there it is. And I'm going to drop it to there. That's only going to increase the unemployment over a 1.5% extra, and it's going to take 6 turns of implementation delay as well for that to occur. So, 14% increase in jobs, 1.5% decrease, results in a 12.5% increase overall. So I feel like despite me reducing costs here, simply because we have no crime to be concerned about at this point, should hopefully have a knock-on effect with the rural development grants. Maybe. I guess we're going to find out at come election time. Alright, so we have a serious pollution problem. Right. Yep, don't really want that. That's affected the health, which is not a great thing. The gig economy is no longer a major source of employment. I'd like to say that's a good thing, and it is a good thing for the people who were involved in gig economy employment. Whether or not that has a negative effect on the GDP and the economy over the next couple of turns remains to be seen. It still hasn't helped our unemployment issue, though. So internet tracking, the increasing capability of large corporations to use customer databases and big data to analyze consumer behavior has led to concerns about privacy. The companies insist that such data is anonymous in many cases and is being used purely to provide a better service. Whereas campaigners suggest big faceless corporations are creating Big Brother style databases of consumers without their consent. Right. So I don't want to necessarily stand in the way of big corporations being able to do their thing because, as everybody knows, the world is about balance and you need some small businesses and you need to support those small businesses to no end because those are the people who vote for you. But you also need those big corporations who make that massive amount of money, who can, be charitable and all that sort of stuff. Now, I'm not suggesting that all of them do that, and there's a huge sum of them that are complete and utter cunts. But you need to sort of have a bigger picture when you're sort of dealing with 328 million people from all walks of life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to warn users. And that doesn't seem to cause a problem. In fact, it increases our GDP because people are now going to be informed and they can then make their own personalized decisions on which position they would like to be in. They can choose what the companies are allowed to receive, what they're not allowed to receive, etc., etc. So policy reversal is increasing our corruption. So we're 6.5% corrupt. Paul Jones, currently working as my Secretary of the Treasury, is tired of serving in your government. Good, Paul. Fuck off then. I'm not interested in your shit. The polls do not look good. Our last poll puts us at 19% of the vote in the next election. Okay, that's a significant drop, probably because we just killed the job of many people in the police force. That might have a small amount to do with it. So I'm going to keep throwing some more things at the economy. Things that help the economy, that also... what's this? Can this... Because we also need to... when we're doing things for the economy, we also need to keep in focus now that we have a serious pollution issue. And we need to solve that problem as well. So... even though this is in the economy sector, it actually does nothing for the economy. Which makes sense. Sure. Okay. Not what I expected. So... I don't know if I want to introduce anything new at this point or just play with what we already have. I mean, this one increases international trade and foreign investment, and foreign relations, and education, and tourism, and reduces racial I feel like this particular policy has way too much power for what it is. But because of that, we're going to make use of it, and we're going to just implemented at the maximum amount because that may help economically. It may also do completely nothing at all, but it may help economically. I just want to go straight into the next turn because I want to try and let the popularity sort itself out, and I also want to keep a slight build-up of political capital because we're making slightly less political capital now that people are pissed off with us. So the budget deficit is coming back down again. Health is still a problem. Right. Health is still a problem. So, that's because of the pollution. So, we're going to have to spend some money now. I don't necessarily want to do what I'm about to do, but it looks like we're going to have to do it. So, we need to find the fucking policy first. We are going to need to implement some sort of junk food tax. We're going to implement it quite high to start with, 46%. It's not going to do a good thing for those who own junk food producing businesses, and to them I am extremely sorry, but we just have to. Like, something has to give, unfortunately. Where is the health food subsidies? Have we already possibly implemented that? We may have already implemented that now that I actually stop and think about it for a sec. So there's the junk food tax, which is under tax, which I guess makes sense, seeing as it's a tax. Free school meals, yes, we can absolutely keep that as a thing. That's going to be to our benefit. Compulsory food labeling. Right. Bang. That should also have a positive effect towards health. Food Standards Agency, that should have a positive effect towards people's health. There was something actually in here that might be worth... So we need to get a antibiotics ban in as well. That should also help. State Health Service. Up ever so slightly. I feel like I can do that. Just it's still only for major operations, but we're funding it more. So I'm hoping that by doing all of those things, we might have started progressing in the right direction now with the people's health, possibly, maybe. I'm going to ban face recognition at this point. Alright, so fake news is now largely absent from social media. Brilliant. We have a share IPO success, which is also really good. Unemployment still hasn't moved. I have no idea what to do with that. Like, you know, I'm spending so much money. The government, yeah, so $284 billion budget deficit. The good news is that our popularity is back up to 38%, and the gig economy is about to take off again. C. Part of the reasoning for that is our GDP being so incredibly high. So we have absolutely maxed out our GDP. Right. The global economy is taking off, though, at an exorbitant rate. Okay. So, this is also going to help health. I don't really enjoy in fact, I don't enjoy at all increasing taxes on people, but sometimes the way this game works behind the scenes, you kind of don't have a choice. So that antibiotics ban is probably, we still probably don't have enough to implement. No, we don't. How much do smart meters cost? Way too much to even consider. City farms, that will help to bring down the food price, and that should hopefully mean that more people make better choices about their food consumption. So I'm going to implement that. And then we've only got one political capital, so we'll go straight across to the next turn of government. So we had a ministerial resignation. That's fine. Our health is still a problem, and unemployment still hasn't moved, which is really, really weird. Also, now the budget deficit is quite a lot, and that's because I've spent so much money trying to give people the opportunity to work, and they're not. It's really, yeah, like, why won't you people just get a friggin' job? So, we are going to implement an antibiotics ban, which is going to help with people's health in this particular turn. Then we are going to hire a new tax person, Gabriel Morales. Welcome to the cabinet. Hooray! Health has gone up. That is amazing. That is what we needed. We're finally getting some sort of reward for the amount of effort that I'm putting into the people of this country. But still, nobody wants a goddamn job. It's really frustrating. So campaign speeches are available. We may want to look at doing something like that. The budget deficit has come back down, which is a good thing. Probably something to do with the fact that less people are now relying on the health system, which is good news. End of life recycling law. Yes, I think that is a very important thing to do, just to increase our environmental thought processes, seeing as we do have a serious issue with pollution. So, campaign speeches. Oh, shit. I have pledges that I pledged to make, and I haven't come good on any of those. Right. Sure. Just never mind. I didn't make those pledges. That's what works for politicians, right? They just I don't recall. I just don't recall. I would love in the last 3 turns to be able to make some sort of drive down the unemployment somehow, but I don't know how. Maternity leave? It doesn't seem to have any effect whatsoever on the economy, which makes no sense. No, I don't want to do anything with tax. I don't like tax. Oh, God, I don't know. I am mildly lost. You know what? Because we have so many jobs available and unemployment is so rife, and this unemployed benefit within the game is only given to everyone who is work able but cannot, I'm going to take a huge risk and get rid of that. Did I want to do that? No, but I'm hoping that by doing that, it removes the huge unemployment issue. And then I'm wondering if I just ridiculously invest in clean energy subsidies to make clean energy companies need to hire more people, and then go to the next turn and see what happens. Right. So, a native species has become extinct. Poachers are to blame? I mean, does America even have poachers? Who knows? Poverty has gone up because we we got rid of the unemployed benefit. I would like to see that then transfer into a reduction in unemployment, which it already appears to slowly be doing. Very slowly. The gig economy has taken off again, but if that means that more people are going to be working, that's okay at this point. Hospital overcrowding has stopped, so our slight increase in investment in the health system, partnered with our increased investment in people's food that they consume and warning labels and all that sort of important stuff, has resulted in less people needing hospitalization. Our increase in environmentally friendly power has also probably helped that. Combination of things, basically. Oh, and obviously the ban to antibiotics as well within food is a huge part of that. So we do have a Keep the Country Tidy campaign. I'm just trying to think now. Trying to pick particular parts of this that may enable us to increase people's jobs. Do we just smash up state broadcaster? No. No, we do not. Because it does absolutely nothing for the unemployment rate. Which makes no sense. We're going to increase technology colleges slightly more. Science funding is through the roof. The State Postal Service, is that going to help unemployment? Yes, it is. Alright. Let's try that. So we've increased technology colleges, which means we now need more technology teachers. And now we've maximized the state postal service. So now we're going to need more people to sort mail, deliver mail, all that sort of stuff. So maybe we might see health has gone up again, which is a good thing. Unemployment has dropped ever so slightly again. My manifesto pledges, all three of them are nearly broken. I understand that. I'm just being a normal politician. GM food proposal, no. Not happening. So we have... This is our last turn before the election. We are 55% popular. So it means that our successor is probably going to win government. There's many things that I would like to do. That deficit is seriously a problem, but it is not a problem I'm going to be able to get under control until we deal with the unemployment issue. And that is... I don't know how to deal with that. I really don't know how to deal with that. So this is something that I could probably do to help the increased poverty that I caused and help with people's health without reintroducing the unemployment benefit. So I'm just going to fund that to the maximum. And then what can I... What can I implement? Right, so that's causing the gig economy. So if we leave it balanced, labour laws, that significantly reduces the gig economy. It does reduce productivity slightly, but not a significant amount. It's a huge amount of political capital, and it means that we can't actually do anything else now going into the election here. But I'm hoping that by implementing that, we will at least have helped with our... I don't know. Even if we win this, we're not going to be able to continue in government, obviously, because of the way the United States of America works with government. So I guess the best thing that I can do right now is start the count and just see what happens. %57% of the vote, so I can retire in glory. But what I want to do is I want to have a look at the changes. So, an increase in plant-based diets by 53%. Okay, that wasn't necessarily my aim, but it's not necessarily a bad thing either. Air travel was up 51%, which is pretty significant. And I'd say that's because I invested so heavily in the people. The people had money to be able to reinvest into the economy through things like air travel and stuff like that. Crime, I dropped by over 50%. That's a pretty good thing. Now, I'm wondering if that was our problem. Industrial automation went up 45%. So realistically, part of my unemployment issue was the fact that I wasn't taxing industrial automation enough and wasn't implementing enough jobs that weren't able to be done or replaced with industrial automation. So I guess that's my bad there, but still, I mean, just the unemployment rate seemed astronomically high for a country that didn't have an unemployment benefit for those that were able to work. Rare earth metal prices went up significantly. That's not something I was looking to achieve. The GDP went through the roof. Education went through the roof. The food price went down significantly, which is a great thing. The currency strength was through the roof. Technology was through the roof. The environment got a lot worse. Okay. High earnings went up a lot. Productivity went up a lot. Wages went up a lot. The working week went down a lot. Foreign relations went up. Violent crime went down. The oil price went down. Poor earnings went up a lot. Legal drug consumption went up a lot. Okay, not exactly thrilled about that either. Telecoms industry up. Human development went up by nearly 25%. Okay, private schools went up. Foreign investment, private pensions, immigration demand, illegal immigration went down. That's good. Gender equality went up. Energy efficiency went up. Private housing went up. Alcohol consumption down. Stability up. Car usage, well, that went up, obviously. Unemployment, despite our issues, unemployment went down 15%. The lifespan went up 15%. The generational wealth gap went down. Corruption went down. Rail usage went up. Equality went down, but gender equality went up. Right. That seems like a contradiction in terms. Anyway, yep, so tourism up, health up, international trade down, not so keen on that one. Racial tension going down, I'm happy with. Internet speed was up, that's good. Inflation went up, but it was very small, only 5.92%, which is pretty good over 6 years. That's keeping inflation under control. So poverty went down, tobacco usage went down, healthcare demand went down, CO2 went down, traffic congestion went down, charity went up, middle earnings went up, democracy went up, oil demand went up, and the average temperature went down. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, so look, except for the issues with the GDP, which was caused by the unemployment, which turns out was caused by the significant amount of industrial automation, and that was just a plain bad oversight on my behalf. I'm pretty happy with the changes that I enacted since we were first elected. I feel as if, except for the budget deficit, which was already through the roof when we took over, despite the slight increase in budget deficit, I feel like the US is in a much better place now within the game than it was when I took over 6 years, in inverted commas, ago, according to the game science anyway. But, ladies and gentlemen, Legends of the Highest Regard, that does bring us to the end of the episode and to the end of the As President of the USA I Pledge series. That is simply because the US only has the ability to win 2 terms of government, or 2 terms of government, should I say. And you can change that, but it costs a significant amount of political capital. And had I have done that, I wouldn't have been able to enact what I did in the short period of time that I had. And it would have taken a whole lot longer to achieve what I was trying to or the direction I was trying to achieve, which I sort of went down, but it definitely wasn't perfect. But, ladies and gentlemen, Legends of the Highest Regard, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please do consider hitting the like button, the subscribe button as well. It's very, very lonely after so many years of pandemic, social distancing and isolation. It needs some loving. So if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. But until next time, wherever you are in the world, you look after yourselves, you stay safe, you stay well, you make sure that you don't do anyone that I wouldn't do, and I will catch you in the next video. Cheers.